about learning math and some of the math contests, especially the ones in Canadian region. Yeah, and the lectures held by me, Ernest Zhang, and Outlook Club. Here we are started. Okay. So firstly, let me do a brief self-introduction. My name is Ernest Zhang, and I've been in Canada for 3.5 years. And I came from Nanjing Foreign Language School when I was back in China, which is known as Nanjing 外国语学校. And I spent my grade 9 and 10 student life in Luther College High School. It's a private school in Regina, Saskatchewan. And now I'm in grade 12 and spend my grade 11th in Campbell Collegiate. It's another public school in Regina. Yeah. If you want to know more about schools in Regina, like there's not a lot of school, but I think I already know enough about them. You can ask me later. And I've been studying in Outlook Club for 2 years, a bit more than 2 years now. And Mr. Yang has given me a lot of help. Yeah. And currently I work as one of the PML committees, and I'm responsible for the high school problem generating job. And as Mrs. May mentioned before, I was the first place in Saskatchewan in 2023 format. That's how I received the invitation letter from the Waterloo. Yeah. I'll talk more about the rules and the structure of the summer camp. And yeah. And here's a picture of me, Stephen and Mr. Yang. That's when I visited Mr. Yang at Saskatoon. Yeah. Okay, and now we are having the introduction to EMAX camp. The University of Waterloo holds the camp at the end of July every year. It lasts for a week. To be more specific, it's 5 days. And the target of the camp is to introduce the detailed structure of the departments of University of Waterloo, especially for the Faculty of Mathematics, as it's held by the CMC department, and the content of some departments, as well as exchanges, discussions, and practice of some mathematic computations during the holding date. So this is a pretty important point that all the attendees of this workshop have to receive an invitation letter from the University of Waterloo to get the chance to go to this camp. That means officially there's no website or any place you can apply for this. Yeah. And the invitation letter comes from excellent results you've done in Waterloo math competitions. For me, it's for math, as I mentioned before. And I have to say this is perhaps not absolute, because I met somebody like I have to admit, like, he or she's very good at math, but I'm perhaps like not very excellent in the contest result. But like we say, you better try your best in every competition of Waterloo, as it'd be much better to not bet on luck. Yeah. I'm not very sure if it's possible to receive invitation letters by having a great result in computing contests held by Waterloo, like CCC. But most, I think it should be 95% plus of the participants I met all have very excellent mathematic levels and awards. Yeah. They are really strong at math, and they participate in American competition as well, such as AMC and AME. Yeah. And now we're looking at my schedule in the summer camp. As you guys can see, we had lectures held by the university professors. They're here in the morning. And there were statistics and actual science, applied math, combinatorics and optimizations, computer science. Kind of forgot what is this. And this is about the Waterloo admissions. I like this one very much. And some other classes like repeated computer science and SAS. Some of them didn't actually teach the course about the program itself. Instead, we talked about the professor's research direction. For example, we didn't learn about coding or computer architecture in computer science lectures. According to the house parent there, he's from the computer science program, and he's actually a student of Waterloo, and he volunteered to be the house parent of us. And he said, CS is constantly an excellent course, but what we were taught during the lectures wasn't computer science actually. And here in the afternoon, you guys can see here are a list of problem solving. And every day we had problem solving parts as groups. The first day we were ranked by the group results. My group was ranked in the middle, and later they stopped the ranking. Perhaps most of us do not care that much. And questions done by each person were marked and given back to us. Those questions were pretty brutal and interesting, I'll say. The difficulty level is equal to number 7 or 10 questions in Euclid, more or less. Yeah, if you have participated or practiced with Euclid questions, that's pretty clear, a clear level to you. And the reason we did that in groups is pretty significant as well, I think. Because firstly, the difficulty level of the questions is destined not to be suitable for completing alone. Even in a group of 4 or 5, it's extremely difficult for us to complete these 15 questions, all of them. And the professor's actual words were, I don't expect you guys to complete all the questions. When we asked what would happen after we finished all of them, he pondered a moment and replied, then our group will do 16 questions tomorrow. Absolutely, that didn't happen because none of us were able to finish all of them. And there's a certain reason which I'll mention a while later. I think the process of collaborative problem solving and division of labor is very precious and meaningful. As students who are really good at mathematics, we are always used to studying the problems independently. I mean, we are having all the contests independently, and that's a habit of us origin. We origin have, yeah. But sometimes it feels very fresh and happy to have partners and group members of similar level of study and overcome mathematical problems together. That's really fun to me, the process of solving questions together with other people who are nearly the same level as you in mathematics. And there's a very interesting rule in this process, which is no one in the group can do more than one questions, more than any other group member. This is also an obstacle that limits us from completing all the questions. So for example, if someone did 3 questions, then everyone else should do at least 2. And the calculating and the planning of this is stopping us from finishing all the 15 questions. But it encourages us to help each other and work together instead of relying on one master to carry the entire team. When students encounter difficulties, we just exchange questions or problem-solving ideas with each other, sharing to achieve the success for the entire team in the process. Though, like most of us are pretty good at math, but some of us are really good. Like they can do questions from number 15 to number 13 directly. So we have to make different plans, or we help each other with questions which we cannot figure out, so that we can get a better result for the whole group. And we learn a lot like during this problem solving process as a team. I've quoted or adapted some easier ones from the problem set into high school pre-math league question series when it was my turn to generate the problems. Since all the questions in the workshop are proof questions that require the detailed process to be written, but the questions in our PML only have multiple choice question set. These questions have become more straightforward to some extent, but it does not affect that there still are exciting topics. In addition, it's said that the professor who set the questions for us also participate in developing the questions for Euclid competition. I heard he was the one who's supposed to generate the last question for Euclid, but yeah, we didn't dig that very deeply. Um, but of course, this is a story for another day. And in the evenings, we had different kinds of activities going on here. There are very fun stuff, such as playing escape room and going for a picnic. We played billiards, table tennis, board games, and even poker games with math experts. It's really a great time during the workshop. And it lasts for only 4 days. I absolutely hope that it will last longer because it's precious experience, but it's pretty short. And here's some of the pictures I took during the summer camp. So I didn't take the lectures photos because I only make documents notes of them, and I don't think it's appropriate to get your phone out and take pictures of the professor while they are teaching the lecture. And the same for the problem solving part. We're absolutely not allowed to get our phone out and play with them in the problem solving process. So here's just some of the pictures of the campus or while I was visiting and hanging around in there. So here is the first picture I took of the campus from the dorm. Here's the room. This is during the visiting. It's a sculpture outside of the campus. And here the blackboards is written during the Emacs camp. We collaborate to do this. It's pretty fun. And here's a picture of me and my friends. Yeah. So here's the conclusion and a few random comments to the camp. As a result, the Emacs camp can be counted as precious material and experiment while applying to universities, especially for Waterloo, of course. It's not really famous since it hasn't been held offline for a few years because of COVID. And it's all invitational, as I mentioned before, which means there isn't a website or place to apply or submit a letter of application or participation. When you try to Google this summer camp, I know this because I tried. There's no official introduction, just a few private responses from some social media sites. A classmate once asked the professor about this, and he said that the project was originally non-public. It's just that after many years of doing it, it will inevitably become known to everyone. And this is part of the reason why I'm giving a lecture about this today. As the saying goes, vision determines the world, and having more information often makes it easier for people to move forward the road to success. Yeah. Moreover, I make friends who are extremely good at mathematics in Canada. Originally, I'm the champion of Fermat in Saskatchewan, but many of them are really good at this and they're better than me, I have to say. And it's good to communicate and make friends with them. And the whole summer camp only costs $200. I think it worth it a lot. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So the province champion will get $200 from the CMC department. Therefore, it can be said like free for you if you are really doing very well in the competition. And of course, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Did I mention before the competitions which they look the most? Yeah, I'll talk about this again. So it's absolutely, we know the most famous one was Euclid, and this worth a lot. Yeah, as it's the hardest and grade 12 competition. And the rest of them they look at are CSMC. That can be counted as grade 11.5, as grade 11s and grade 12s can both participate in that competition. But that's the one which is the furthest from the holding date. So I haven't checked very often about this, but I haven't seen like someone who did extremely well in CSMC. But I think like to the difficulty level of CSMC, if you're doing really great, you'll absolutely get the invitation letter. Yeah. And the rest two are format, which I participated, and Hypatia. Hypatia's a rather easier one, so you'd better get a very excellent mark in there. So like friends of mine who participated in this camp together, we are joking about Hypatia for a little because we know there are like more than 30 full marks in there. So if you wanna get a great rank in that, you have to get very high marks. And yeah, now I'll switch my topic to the contests. Why to take part in the contests? Firstly, as we always say, it develops our problem solving and logical thinking abilities, which is really useful in our life. Not only on mathematic areas, the the thinking ways of problem solving is really helpful when you are doing every kind of thing like engineering stuff and coding, I think. And the awards you get from the uh, contests can be tiebreaker. For tiebreaker, I mean, when we are applying to universities in Canada, like we are looking at the GPAs, right? The grades. When a lot of people get the same grade, let's say 95, if you get the awards from contests, that'll be very beneficial for you. And if you are applying to the American universities, it's probably only the stepping stone you need to get. Like for the excellent universities in America, you have to get good results in EMC or AME to get the chance to receive an offer. And of course, contests are challenges to ourselves. If you get interest in math or in whatever subject you're good at, taking a contest is always pretty fun and challenging to you. And if you get the ability, yeah, why don't do that? And getting a great result in the contest can build self-confidence for you. And there's previous successful examples of people who did pretty well in the contest, like all the participants I met in the workshop, and Stephen as well as another great example as successful person who did great in contest. And here's more about mathematics learning and experience sharing. Yeah. So here the reason we say like why to learn math or coding, there's a series of reasons here, which include amplitude. First, like if you're good at it, why? So you should develop the thing you're good at, right? And also, if you've got the ability to do well in the math contests, you absolutely just enjoy that. And that, as we say, like interest is the best teacher. So if you are good at math, let's say, yeah, you will enjoy that, and that will bring you more successful experience in the future. Also, it's a kind of skill development as it challenges you, and you will enjoy the analysis and problem solving process. and it blends theory and practice, of course. And here, math and computers are everywhere, so it means opportunities as well, right? And jobs are requiring these skills in high demand. Careers of mathematics and coding are pretty interesting, dynamic, and important. So you better start training earlier and realize the significance of uh, math, coding, and contests. And for me, I personally I just had classes with Mr. Yang for a bit more than 2 years, and I did practices from the website myself. But we have to say everyone has his or her own way of learning. Probably you all enjoy more with your own ones rather than like just copying others' experience. Of course, like we say, there's good habits which everyone should build up, but for the whole way of learning, you have to find a way to get your interest and develop your own success, I think. And of course, hard work is required in this process. Everything needs hard work, of course. And vision will determine individual's future. And that's why we listen to and give lectures. If you know more about this, about the contests, about the summer camps, uh, that's absolutely easier for you than others to gain success in that. After all, how do you get success if you don't know like what is success, right? And here I'll give more information and personal feelings about different departments of Waterloo. However, I'm just a student. Uh I'm not like some of classes. So this is only from my personal experience and view from the workshop. Yeah. So the excellent programs are CS, which is computer science, and SE, software engineering. For software engineering, we were given the lecture by the professor, the admission officer from math faculty, and certainly software engineering is a part of engineering as well. I just heard this one's even harder than CS, and I guess not I guess it's the truth that contests will help less in software engineering rather than computer science, as computer science is a part of math faculty in Waterloo. And farm, which is finance, actuarial science, and risk management. CNO is another good one, which is combinatorics and optimization. There's more interesting things about this. You guys can ask me later about this if you are interested. That's a kind of math, but pretty interesting one, I'll say. And Waterloo's other engineering programs are pretty good as well, but I only participate in the activity which is held by the math faculty. So I know less about the engineering stuff. And here's the more competitive programs. Computer science, of course, computing and financial management, which is CFM. This is really hard. Like in the world every year, like they only accept uh more or less than like 50 people. So that is really hard. And double degree programs. There's not a lot of double degree programs in Waterloo. There's only two, to what I know, like computer science and another program related is it's one of a few programs in double degree. As we said already, like computer science is one of the most excellent and competitive programs. If you add on another program to that, that'll be just harder. And here, this is farm. Yeah, I didn't know that farm is this popular before I get there. Yeah, I thought like, to be honest, I thought like farm is just I know this is good, but I don't think that's so famous and popular. It seems everyone think like this, so it become one of the most competitive programs in Waterloo. And here's some application advices or introduction. Stuff required to apply to Waterloo are competitive averages and AIF. So averages, of course, you give your GPA to every university you apply, and the AIF is particularly for Waterloo. I think other university requires you to submit your activities and your awards as well, but in math faculty, the AIF just include these questions. And yeah, I have another thing I remember, like I think many of us are pretty interested with the mark that is required to apply for computer science in Waterloo. And of course, like we asked that as well to the admission officer, but he didn't give the direct answer, as depending on different programs, some comprehensive competitiveness of applicants in the same year, the mark is not the same always. But at least it should be over 95. Everyone knows that, right? And in the AIF, you will be asked your academic history. Why would you choose Waterloo? And you should add on the extracurricular activities at school or in the community, self-study or relevant experience. Of course, math and computing competitions held by Waterloo will be a very important part here, as it's held by the university itself. And the summer camp can count as a part of extracurricular activities as well. To what I heard, over 80% of the participants of Emacs camp will get an offer to math faculty or computer science in Waterloo. Yeah, it's, to be honest, it's not that hard for the participants. I mean, they're really great. They are really excellent to get offers from math faculty. I mean, general math, not from these four. Like these four, they are really hard because like the participants, like or the people who are the same excellent as them, they are competing for these few places the program has. So for most of the general math programs, that will be pretty easy, I'll say. And that's definitely pretty helpful for you as well when you are applying for computer science, as computer science is a part of math faculty technically as well. And the vast majority of offers are made in mid-May. To what I know, this is a really late time, and Waterloo's perhaps the one of the latest ones who give you the offers. Yeah, this is partly because of the Euclid competition, because the Euclid was held in April, and they need to get the result of Euclid out to sort of decide who's gonna get the offer to the math faculty. So the offers of Waterloo are typically made very late. And yeah, I think that's my lecture's all. Feel free to ask questions in either English or Chinese. I'll answer them.